The small scout ship shook violently. Warning lights flashed red across the control panel. Ta gripped the edge of the seat, golden eyes wide with fear. Engine failure imminent, the ship's computer announced in a calm voice. Ta was only 8 cycles old, just a child by Lumi standards. This was supposed to be a simple observation mission. The adults had let Ta pilot the small scout ship near Earth's moon, while they conducted their main research aboard the mothership. It was meant to be safe. But something had gone wrong. Very wrong. Emergency landing protocols activated, the computer said. The ship lurched and began its descent toward the blue planet below. Tai tried to remember the emergency training. Computer, send distress signal to mothership. Signal sent. No response. Communication array damage. Tears formed in Ta's eyes. The blue-skinned child tried again to regain control of the ship, but nothing worked. Through the viewport, Earth grew larger and larger. Warning: entering Earth atmosphere in 5 seconds. Ta knew what that meant. Humans lived on Earth. Every Lumi child was taught about humans. Dangerous, violent creatures who would capture any alien they found. Humans would cut aliens open to study them. They would steal their technology. They were monsters who could not be trusted. The ship began to glow hot as it tore through Earth's atmosphere. Tay curled into a protective ball as the cabin temperature rose. The forest below rushed up to meet the failing vessel. With a deafening crash, the scout ship plowed through treetops and slammed into the ground. The impact threw Tai against the restraints. Pain shot through the child's arm and head. When Tai opened their eyes, the ship was dark. Only a few emergency lights blinked weakly. The door had been torn open, and the smell of Earth's air, strange and full of unknown scents, flooded the cabin. Computer. Todd called weakly. No response. Moving hurt. Taz's arm was definitely injured, and a sticky blue liquid, Lumi blood, ran down one side of the child's face. Slowly, painfully, Ta unbuckled the safety restraints and stood on shaky legs. The crashed ship wouldn't protect Ta for long. If humans found it, they would come looking. Ta needed to hide and find a way to call for help. The child gathered what was still working: a small medical kit, a half-damaged translator device, and a portable food synthesizer. The communication device was cracked but might still work if Tai could fix it. Stepping outside the ship, Todd gasped. Earth's forest was nothing like the simulations. Trees stretched impossibly high overhead. Strange creatures made noises in the distance. The air felt heavy with moisture, and the gravity pulled uncomfortably on Ta's small body. Tay's skin could change color like Earth's chameleons. Now, frightened and trying to hide, the child's normally bright blue skin darkened to match the shadows of the forest. The sun was setting, casting long shadows through the trees. "I need to hide the ship," Ta whispered, already practicing speaking softly. Humans might be nearby. Despite the pain, Ta gathered fallen branches and leaves, covering the worst of the wreckage. It wasn't perfect, but in the growing darkness, it might not be noticed right away. A strange sound made Ta freeze. Something was moving through the forest not far away. Heavy footsteps crunched on fallen leaves. Human footsteps. Heart racing, Ta grabbed the supplies and limped deeper into the forest, using the shadows for cover. Every few steps, the child stopped to listen. The footsteps were getting closer. Ta found a hollow space beneath the roots of a massive tree and crawled inside, clutching the broken communicator. "Please work," Ta whispered, trying to activate the emergency beacon. The device sparked and went dark. Ta was alone on Earth, injured, with no way to call for help. And somewhere nearby, one of the monsters was coming closer. The footsteps stopped. Ta held their breath. Through the gaps in the tree roots, Ta could see large boots standing just meters away. The human had found the crash site. June walked slowly through the forest, his footsteps careful and quiet. He loved these early morning walks. As a forest researcher, he studied the trees and plants, taking samples and notes. His small cabin was just a kilometer away, nestled among the trees. Today was different. A bright light had fallen from the sky last night. June had seen it from his cabin window. Now he wanted to find out what it was. He stopped when he saw broken trees ahead. Something had crashed here. Pushing through bushes, June found a strange metal object. It was like nothing he had ever seen before. "What is this?" he whispered, touching the smooth metal. It was still warm. Parts of it were covered with branches and leaves, as if someone had tried to hide it. June's eyes widened. This wasn't from Earth. It couldn't be. The design was too strange. The metal unknown. His heart beat faster as he realized what this meant. "Hello," he called softly. "Is anyone there?" Hidden beneath the tree roots, Ty trembled. The human was talking. The translator device picked up the words, but it was too damaged to work properly. Ty could only understand bits and pieces. June moved slowly around the crash site. Something had survived this crash and tried to hide the ship. He knelt down and noticed small footprints in the soft earth. They were strange, with 4 toes instead of 5, and they led away from the crash. He followed the tracks carefully. Whatever made them was small, perhaps the size of a child. June felt concerned. If something was hurt and afraid, he wanted to help. The tracks led to a large old tree. June stopped a few meters away. He could feel eyes watching him. "I won't hurt you," he said gently. "Are you injured? I can help." Todd didn't understand all the words, but the human's voice was soft. Still, it had to be a trick. Humans were dangerous. Everyone knew that. June sat down on a fallen log, making himself smaller. He opened his backpack and took out a water bottle and some food, a simple sandwich. He placed them on the ground halfway between himself and the tree. "You must be thirsty and hungry," he said. "This is safe to eat. I'll stay right here." Ty watched in confusion. Why wasn't the human trying to capture them? The pain in Ty's arm was getting worse, and thirst burned in their throat. The food synthesizer had been damaged in the crash. June waited patiently. Then he took out his first aid kit and set it next to the food. "For your injuries," he said, opening it to show bandages and medicine. After that, June took out his notebook and began to sketch the plants nearby, acting as if nothing strange was happening. He hummed quietly, a peaceful tune. An hour passed. June left the food, water, and first aid kit on the ground, and stood up slowly. "I'll go now," he said, "but I'll come back tomorrow. My cabin is that way." He pointed through the trees. "If you need help, you can find me there." June walked away, glancing back only once. When he was gone, Ta waited another 30 minutes before crawling out from under the roots. The human had left the supplies behind. Why would he do that? Tai approached cautiously, ready to run at any sound. The water bottle was clear, and Tai could see the liquid inside. It looked clean. The food was strange, but it smelled good. The first aid kit had pictures showing how to use the items inside. Taking everything quickly, Tai retreated to the hiding place. As the alien child drank the cool water, a new feeling replaced some of the fear. Confusion. The human hadn't acted like a monster at all. He had been kind. Ta looked in the direction the human had pointed. A cabin, shelter, maybe even a way to fix the communicator. But could a human really be trusted? Everything Ta had ever learned said no. The arm moon throbbed painfully. Night would come again soon. And Tai was still lost and alone on Earth. Dark clouds gathered overhead. Ta had spent the day trying to fix the communicator, but it was badly damaged. The pain in Ta's arm was worse, and the medical kit from the ship wasn't enough. Thunder rumbled in the distance. Ta looked up at the sky with worry. Rain was coming, and the hollow under the tree roots wouldn't provide much shelter. The human, June, had come back twice that day. Each time, he left more food and fresh water. He never tried to get close or find Ta's hiding spot. He just left the supplies, spoke a few soft words, and walked away. Fat drops of rain began to fall. Soon, water was streaming down through the tree roots. Ty's hiding place was flooding. The temperature dropped, and Ta began to shiver. The Lumi didn't do well in cold, wet conditions. Lightning cracked across the sky. Ta jumped in fear, accidentally hitting the injured arm against a root. The pain made Ta cry out. With the storm getting worse and no other choice, Ta gathered the few working devices and stepped out into the rain. The human's cabin was the only shelter nearby. The walk was difficult. The forest was dark. The ground muddy and slippery. By the time Ta saw lights through the trees, the small alien was soaked and shaking with cold. June sat by his window, watching the storm. He had been worried about the strange visitor since finding the crash site. Would they survive the night in this weather? A small noise made him turn. There, at the edge of the light from his window, stood the most amazing thing June had ever seen. A child, but not a human child. Small, with blue skin that seemed to shift colors at the edges. Large, golden eyes filled with fear and pain. Four-fingered hands clutching the strange device. One arm held carefully against its chest. "Hello," Jum said softly, trying to stay calm despite his amazement. "You're hurt and cold. Please, come inside." Ta didn't move, frozen with fear and uncertainty. Very slowly, Jun opened the door and stepped back, giving the alien child space to enter on their own. After a long moment, Tai limped forward into the warm cabin. The shelter from the rain and the heat from the small fireplace felt wonderful. June moved carefully, not wanting to scare his visitor. He brought a soft blanket and placed it on a chair near the fire. "For you," he said, stepping back again. Tai took the blanket, wrapping it around shivering shoulders. The translator was starting to work better now that it had dried a little. "Thank you," Ta said, the words strange and difficult. June's eyes widened. "You can speak our language." Ta held up the small translator. "This helps. Not working. Well, you're injured," Jum said, pointing to Ta's arm. "May I help?" Ta hesitated, then gave a small nod. Surviving was more important than fear now. With gentle hands, Jun cleaned and bandaged the wound. He worked slowly, explaining each step before he did it. Ta watched in wonder. This human was nothing like the monsters described in Lumi education. "Why? Help me?" Ta asked when Jun finished. Jun seemed surprised by the question. "You needed help. You're lost and hurt. Why wouldn't I help? Humans, dangerous. Hurt aliens." Jun shook his head. "Not all humans. I would never hurt you." As the storm raged outside, Ta began to believe him. The warm cabin, the careful bandaging, the food and water, all given freely, with nothing asked in return. Ta's communicator beeped suddenly. The translator was repairing itself, drawing power from the heat in the room. "I am Ta," the alien child said. The words clearer now. "Thank you for not being a monster." June smiled. "I'm June, and thank you for trusting me." Outside, the storm continued, but inside the small cabin, something new and precious had begun to grow. Trust. 3 days had passed since Ta first entered June's cabin. The translator was working much better now. June had helped Ta fix it using simple tools from his research equipment. "What does your home world look like?" June asked as they ate breakfast. He had learned that Ta could eat most fruits and some grains, but no meat. Ta's golden eyes lit up. The young alien reached for the small device that had been rescued from the ship. With a few taps, a glowing image appeared above it, a beautiful world with 2 moons and rings like Saturn. "This is Lumina," Ta said. "My home." June watched in amazement as the image turned, showing vast cities built into mountainsides and floating platforms above bright blue oceans. "It's beautiful," he said. "How far away is it?" "Very far. 60 light years from Earth." June shook his head in wonder. "And your people can travel that distance?" Yes, we have ships that can bend space. Ta looked sad. My parents are researchers. They were studying your solar system. I was allowed to come along to learn. They must be very worried about you, Jun said gently. Ta nodded. The communicator is almost fixed. Soon I can send a message. After breakfast, Jun showed Ta his books. The alien child was fascinated by the pictures of Earth's animals and plants. This is my work, Jun explained, showing Ta his research notes. I study how forests change over time, how trees grow and talk to each other. Trees can talk, Ta asked, surprised. Not like we do. But they send messages through their roots and with chemicals in the air. They help each other. Tai touched a page showing the root system of an ancient oak. On my world, we believe all life is connected too. That's why we study other worlds, to understand all the connections. Later, Jun taught Ta how to make bibimbap, a Korean dish with rice and vegetables. No meat for you, Jun said with a smile. Extra mushrooms instead. Tai's skin turned a happy shade of bright blue as they mixed the colorful ingredients together. On Lumina, our food is mostly grown in special light chambers, Tai explained. Nothing is cooked with heat like this. As the day went on, Ta showed Jun star maps, explaining which stars had planets with life. Jun taught Ta Korean folk songs, laughing as the alien child tried to sing along. Neither of them mentioned the most important question. When would Tai's people come? The communicator was almost ready, but not quite. That evening, as they sat by the fire, Tai asked the question that had been bothering the young alien for days. Jun, why haven't you asked to study my technology? Or me? Our teachers said humans always want to take alien technology and study alien bodies. Jun looked surprised. That would be wrong. Your technology belongs to your people, not to me. And you're a person, not something to study. But aren't you curious? Ta pressed. Of course I'm curious, Jun admitted. But being kind is more important than being curious. You needed help, not questions. Ta was quiet for a long time. Finally, the alien child said, "We were wrong about humans." Not all humans are good, Jun said honestly. Some might want what you described, but many of us just want to be friends. Friends, Tai repeated, testing the word. We don't have a word exactly like that on Lumina. Jun smiled. Then that can be my gift to you, a new word. Outside the cabin window, a shooting star streaked across the night sky. Neither of them knew it was not a star at all, but a ship entering Earth's atmosphere. The search had begun. The morning news played on Jun's small radio as he made breakfast. Ta sat by the window, working on the communicator. Strange lights were seen in the sky last night over the northern forest. The news reporter said. Officials claim it was just a meteor, but some witnesses say the lights moved in unusual patterns. Jun and Ta looked at each other. My people, Ta said quietly. They're searching for me. Why haven't they found you yet? Jun asked. Don't they have advanced tracking devices? Ta pointed to the mountains around them. These hills have special minerals that block our scanners. And my emergency beacon was damaged in the crash. The communicator is almost working now, but the signal is still weak. Jun turned up the radio when the next story started. Government vehicles have been spotted in the area. Officials say they are conducting a routine training exercise, but local residents report unusual activity in the forest. Jun switched off the radio, his face worried. Your people aren't the only ones looking for you. Our government might have detected your ship. Tai's skin turned a pale, frightened blue. What will they do if they find me? Jun didn't answer right away. He couldn't lie to his new friend. Some humans would be kind, like me. But others might want to study you or take your technology. We need to be careful. After breakfast, they walked to the crash site. Jun helped Ta cover the ship better with branches and leaves. They worked quickly, always listening for sounds of anyone approaching. Look, Jun said, pointing to the ground. Fresh boot prints circled the area. Someone was here, maybe last night. Tay's hands trembled. They know something crashed here. When they returned to the cabin, Jum packed a small bag with food and water. We might need to move quickly if they come looking. My research station deeper in the forest could be safer. Ta worked frantically on the communicator, connecting it to parts salvaged from the ship. The device hummed and glowed, but the signal remained too weak to reach orbit. I need more power, Ta said, and something to boost the signal. June thought for a moment, then brought out his research equipment. Would this help? He showed Tai a satellite phone and solar charger. It's designed to send signals through these mountains. Tay's eyes widened. Yes, I can connect my communicator to this. As Ta worked, Jun watched through the window. The forest seemed peaceful, but he felt uneasy. Something moved between distant trees, a flash of dark clothing, the glint of metal. Ta, he whispered. I think someone's out there. They turned off all lights in the cabin. In the darkness, Tay's skin changed color to blend with the shadows. They waited, hardly breathing. Voices approached outside. Flashlight beams swept across the windows. This is the only cabin in this area, a man's voice said. Satellite imaging showed unusual energy readings here last night. What do we do? Ta whispered, golden eyes wide with fear. The back door, Jun whispered back. Quick and quiet. They slipped out the rear of the cabin just as knocking started at the front door. Staying low, they moved into the shadows of the forest. Behind them, the cabin door opened. Men with flashlights and strange equipment entered. Someone was just here, a voice called out. The stove is still warm. Search the area. They can't have gone far. June took Ta's hand, and together they ran deeper into the dark forest. The night was cold, and danger was close behind them. Don't worry, June promised as they ran. I won't let them take you. Above them, unseen through the thick trees, a Lumi ship silently glided, still searching for their lost child. Dawn broke over the forest. June and Ta had walked all night, stopping only when they reached the small research station. It was little more than a wooden shed with basic supplies, but it was well hidden among thick trees. We should be safe here for a while, Jum said, closing the door behind them. Nobody knows about this place except me. Ta collapsed onto a chair, exhausted. The communicator, now connected to Jun's satellite phone, beeped softly as it sent its signal toward space. Do you think it's working? Jun asked. I hope so, Ta said, but it might take time for my people to find the signal. They ate a small breakfast from Jun's packed supplies. Outside, birds sang as if nothing was wrong, but both of them knew the danger was still out there. I need to go back to the cabin, Jun said suddenly. Ta's skin turned a worried gray. Why? It's dangerous. We left in such a hurry. If those men search carefully, they might find clues about you, and I have medicine there for your arm. Ta shook their head. Too risky. I'll be careful, Jun promised. You stay here and keep working on the signal. I'll be back before dark. Reluctantly, Ta agreed. Jun took only a small backpack and his walking stick. Before leaving, he showed Ta how to lock the door and where to hide if anyone came. Remember, don't open the door for anyone but me, Jun said. Then he was gone, moving quietly through the trees. The cabin was quiet when Jun approached. No vehicles were visible. He circled it twice, watching and listening, before slipping in through the back door. Inside, everything was a mess. The men had searched thoroughly, turning over furniture and opening every cabinet. Jun worked quickly, gathering medicine, more food, and warm clothes. He found Ta's damaged medical kit and took that too. Just as he was about to leave, the front door opened. Jun ducked behind a bookshelf. A man in a dark uniform entered alone. He wore a badge that read Agent Han. He looked around, then spoke into a radio. This is Agent Han. I'm checking the cabin again. Something doesn't add up. Jun held his breath as the agent moved around the room. Han stopped at the table where Tai had been working on the communicator. Some alien tools were still there, hidden under papers that the previous search had missed. The agent found them. "What are these?" he muttered, picking up a strange metal object. Jun knew he had to act. Stepping out from his hiding place, he said, "Those are mine." Agent Han spun around, drawing a gun. "Who are you?" "This is government property now." "My name is Jun. This is my cabin," Jun said calmly, hands raised. "I'm a forest researcher." "What are these devices?" Han demanded, pointing to the alien tools. "Scientific instruments. For my research." Han didn't believe him. "Where were you last night? And why did you run?" "I was camping. When I saw armed men breaking into my home, I hid." Jun looked at the gun. "Wouldn't you?" Han lowered his weapon slightly. "We detected unusual energy signatures, and something crashed in this forest." His eyes narrowed. "You're hiding something." Jun took a deep breath. A plan formed in his mind. "You're right," he said. "I did find something in the forest. But it's not what you think." "What did you find?" Han asked. "Not what? Who?" Jun looked directly at the agent. "A child. Lost and hurt. Scared of being captured and studied like a lab animal." Han's eyes widened. "An alien child." Jun nodded. "Just a kid who wants to go home." "What would you do, Agent Han?" "Turn a child over to be experimented on. Or help them." Han stared at Jun for a long moment. His radio crackled with voices asking for updates. The agent faced a choice: follow orders or listen to his conscience. "What makes you think I would help?" he asked quietly. Agent Han's radio crackled again. "Agent Han, report your status immediately." Han looked at the radio, then back at Jun. Slowly, he raised the radio to his lips. "This is Han. The cabin is empty. Just some research equipment. I'm continuing to search the area." He turned off the radio. Jun let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. "My sister has 2 children," Han said quietly. "If they were lost on another world, I would hope someone would protect them, not treat them like a lab specimen." "Then you'll help us?" Jun asked. Han nodded. "Where is the child now?" "At my research station. But I need to know I can trust you completely." "You can," Han said, putting away his gun. "I've been questioning our orders from the start. We were told to find the crash site and secure any materials without reporting to regular channels. It felt wrong." "What's your first name?" Jun asked. "Jin, Agent Jin Han." "Well, Jin, we need to hurry. The other agents could come back any time." Together, they gathered the remaining alien tools and Ta's things. Jin showed Jun a map of where the other search teams were looking. "We have about 5 hours before they search near your research station," Jin explained. "My team thinks I'm checking a different area today, so they won't look for me." They moved quickly through the forest, taking a route to avoid the other teams. As they walked, Jin asked about Ta. "What are they like?" "The alien child." "Ta is just a kid," Jun said. "Smart, curious, kind. Their skin changes color with their feelings. They're afraid of humans because their people were taught we're dangerous monsters." "And you showed them we're not all monsters," Jin said. "I just treated them like any lost child," Jun replied. When they reached the research station, Jun called out, "Tai, it's me, Jun. I've brought a friend who wants to help." No answer came from inside. "Ta." Jun tried the door. It was unlocked. His heart raced as he pushed it open. The station was empty. The communicator sat on the table, still beeping, but Tai was gone. "They must have been scared and run," Jun said, panic in his voice. Jin pointed to the ground outside. "Look, small footprints. 4 toes." They followed the tracks into the forest until they heard a soft sound. Behind a large rock, they found Ta, skin dark blue with fear, holding a sharp stick for protection. "Ta, it's okay," Jun said gently. This is Jin. He wants to help us. Ta looked at Jin's uniform with frightened eyes. He's one of them. The ones looking for me. Jin knelt down, staying at Ta's level. Yes, I am. But I don't agree with what they want to do. I believe you deserve to go home safely. Why? Ta asked. Because it's the right thing to do, Jin said simply. And because you're a child. Ta studied Jin's face for a long moment. Finally, the alien child lowered the stick. My people always said humans only think of themselves, that you would hurt us for your own benefit. Some might, Jin admitted, but not all of us. Back at the research station, Jin examined the communicator. With his government access codes, they could boost the signal strength. This might work, he said, typing on his device. We can use the local satellite network to amplify your message. The communicator hummed louder. Its lights glowed brighter. It's working, Ta exclaimed. The signal is reaching orbit now. Suddenly, the communicator beeped rapidly. A message appeared in strange symbols. Ted's skin turned bright blue with joy. They received it. My people are coming. Jin looked at his watch. We have 3 hours before the other teams reach this area. Will your people arrive in time? I don't know, Ta said. But now, they know where to find me. Jun put his hand on Ta's shoulder. We'll keep you safe until they come. The three of them, human, and alien, shared a moment of hope as the communicator continued its steady signal to the stars. Night fell over the forest. Jin's radio came to life every half hour with updates from the search teams. They were getting closer. Team 2 has reached the eastern ridge, a voice reported. We'll begin sweep of Section 5 at dawn. Section 5 is here, Jin said, pointing to their location on his map. We have until morning. Tai sat by the window, watching the stars. The communicator had stopped beeping an hour ago. Now it was silent. Why did it stop? Jun asked. My people received the message and turned off the automatic signal, Tai explained. They don't want Earth technology to track it. Jin checked his equipment. There's unusual activity in the upper atmosphere. Something big is blocking satellite signals. Tai's skin brightened. Their ship. They're here. As if answering, a deep hum filled the air. The trees outside swayed though there was no wind. Dust rose from the floor. We should go outside, Ta said. They'll find us there. The three stepped into the clearing behind the research station. Above them, clouds swirled in an unnatural pattern. A circle of light pushed through, growing larger. It's so big, Jun whispered, staring up at the massive shape descending through the clouds. The Lumi ship was beautiful and strange. It glowed with soft blue light and made almost no sound as it lowered toward the clearing. It was shaped like a giant water droplet, smooth and flowing. My family's research vessel, Ta said proudly. One of our smaller ships. Jin's radio exploded with frantic voices. Unknown object detected. All teams converge on Section 5 immediately. We don't have much time, Jin said. The other agents will be here soon. The ship hovered 20 meters above them. A beam of light shot down, and 2 tall figures appeared. They looked like adult versions of Tai, with blue skin and golden eyes, but taller and more serious looking. They wore silvery uniforms and carried strange devices. One of them spotted Tai and called out in an alien language. Tai ran forward, skin changing to bright, happy colors. The adults stopped when they saw Jun and Jin. They raised their devices, which began to glow. No, Ta shouted, jumping between the humans and the aliens. They are friends. They helped me. The adult Lumi hesitated, looking confused. One of them spoke again. These humans protected you. The translator device interpreted. We detected armed humans hunting in this area. Some humans were hunting me, Tai explained. But Jun found me first. He gave me food and medicine. He hid me from the others. Ta pointed to Jin. And Jin turned against his own people to help me. The adult Lumi lowered their devices. This contradicts all our information about humans. June stepped forward slowly. We're not all the same. Some of us believe in helping others, regardless of where they come from. Distant shouts echoed through the forest. Flashlight beams bounced between trees. The search teams were coming. We must leave now, one of the adult Lumi said. Come, Ta. Ta moved toward the ship but stopped and turned back. I want to show you something first. The child alien pulled out a small device and projected images into the air. June bandaging Ta's arm, sharing food, teaching Ta about earth plants, running from danger together. I recorded everything, Ta said. This is the truth about humans. Some are good. Some are kind. The adult Lumi studied the images carefully. Then they looked at each other and nodded. Perhaps we have been wrong, one admitted. Perhaps not all humans are monsters. The shouts grew closer. Lights flashed at the edge of the trees. Quickly, Jin urged. You must go. The light beam from the ship expanded, ready to take Tai home. But before stepping into it, Tai ran back to Jun and Jin one last time. Tai hugged Jun tightly. Thank you for showing me that humans can be kind. Jun knelt down to the alien child's level. And thank you for trusting me, even when you were afraid. Tai turned to Jin. You risked everything to help me. Jin smiled. Sometimes doing the right thing means breaking the rules. The flashlights were getting closer. Voices called out commands to search the area. You must go, Jun urged. Now. One of the adult Lumi stepped forward. Come with us, both of you. The human hunters will punish you for helping Ta. Jun and Jin looked at each other, surprised by the offer. We can't, Jin said. This is our home, our world. But they'll arrest you, Ta said, golden eyes filling with tears. Jun shook his head. This is where we belong. But we'll never forget you, Ta. The adult Lumi reached into a pocket and pulled out a small glowing device. Then take this. It will shield you from detection for one full day. Enough time to escape. Jin accepted the gift with a bow. Thank you. Suddenly, Ta's skin flashed with an idea. The young alien ran to the communicator and pulled out its memory core. Take this too. It has all my recordings. Show your people that humans can be good. The adult Lumi nodded solemnly. I am Commander Rai, head researcher of this expedition. I promise your evidence will be presented to our council. We will reconsider our position on humans. The first search team broke through the trees at the edge of the clearing. They stopped, stunned by the sight of the hovering ship. We must leave. The second adult Lumi said urgently. Ta stepped into the light beam with the adult Lumi. As they began to rise toward the ship, Ta's skin turned the brightest blue yet, the color of hope. Goodbye, my friends, Ta called. I will come back someday. Then they were gone, pulled into the ship. The great vessel hummed, turned, and rose silently into the clouds. In seconds, it had vanished among the stars. Jin activated the alien device. A strange field surrounded him and Jun, bending light around them. To the arriving search teams, they seemed to disappear. It works, Jin whispered. They can't see us. They slipped away into the forest as the government agents searched in confusion. 10 years later, Jun sat on the porch of his cabin, now greatly expanded into a proper research center. His work on forest ecosystems had won international recognition, though he never revealed the inspiration behind his most innovative theories. Jin had returned to government service, quietly working to create protocols for peaceful first contact. Few knew the real reason for his passion. A warm summer evening was fading into night when Jun noticed a strange light in the sky. It grew larger, descending toward the clearing where he now had a garden. Heart racing, Jun walked out to meet it. From the light emerged two figures. One was a tall, dignified Lumi in formal attire. The other was younger, with familiar golden eyes. Ta? Jun asked, hardly believing it. Hello, Jun, said the young adult Lumi, skin shimmering with joy. I told you I would come back. Ta stepped forward and presented an official-looking document. I am now Ambassador Tai, official representative of Lumina to Earth. Our council has revised all our teachings about humans, thanks to the evidence I collected. Jum's eyes filled with tears. All because you got lost and met a human. Ta smiled. Not just any human. The kindest monster in the universe. Behind them, the stars twinkled in a sky that seemed much less empty now. Two worlds, once separated by fear and misunderstanding, had begun to bridge the vast distance between them. And it had all started with a simple act of kindness to a lost child.